Okay, we're joined by Geoff and Sham. The lights have gone out,
How is
and
it,
it's
Paul?
somehow appropriate. 3-0. We've lost in the BBC Essex Cup. Not really sure we can have too many complaints about that.
No, they were the better side. Once they went ahead, I think just like Saturday we started brightly, but the confidence is shot really. I mean they scored a great goal. I'll be honest on the edge of the box. Could we have closed it down and been a bit
Yeah,
tighter? Of course, you can ask that, but it's a great strike. And then after that, we just couldn't get a stronger hold in the game. Um, and then look, we just had an honest sort of chat with the players. We're at a sort of stage of the season where everyone sort of had sort of enough training sessions, enough games, enough chances to impress, and we feel we're short at the moment in terms of squad wise, quality wise. Um, as I said on Saturday, we're adapting to the league, and sort of like in terms of that adaptation, I think we need a different sort of ethos in terms of player. I think we need about maybe three or four sort of fresh players just to come in because it's been a mare in terms of like availability. Our injury list keeps growing, so we're having to change the team constantly. So even just getting three or four maybe fit players who consistently been here, so we can sort of base the team around, or so we can get a consistent regular side out. That's what we need really, and then also we need sort of like sort of players that are sort of going to follow sort of our game plans to a T, and just have a little bit of confidence and courage in themselves. So if the game is not going our way, if we do go down, we can still have that fight. Which, to be fair, we had last season, but this season at the moment, like I said, we're not showing it. And before the season sort of dwindles away, yes, we've got the Vars, and yes, we're still in contention for the playoffs, but things can change very quickly. You lose a few. More games, you start going down the table. All of a sudden, games against teams near the bottom half become cup finals because you've got to win them. You have to go away to the big teams and win as well. We're putting immense pressure on ourselves. So we're at a stage now where it's early enough. So we just got to revamp it a little bit, just change it around and sort of improve it because the quality is not good enough. We can't rely on two or three players to sort of pull us out of holes every time. Because if they're having stinkers or they're not playing well, then they have to stay on because the quality depth, we're not really trusting it. So that's where we are really. We're very transparent. Like I said, I'm always transparent with the players where my head is at, where we are as a management team. And as I said, we just think we're a bit short in terms of the quality that we brought in terms of in the summer as well. Now, not to say that these are not good players, but they may need just a bit longer to sort of settle themselves and let them come through. We may see the best of them come towards the end of the season, but right now we need a bit more quality in the squad, and a bit
okay,
more depth, and that's where we're going with it.
okay. Maybe a question for Sham, maybe a question for Geoff. Do we know who these players are? I mean, you have kind of alluded to it. I'm not asking for names necessarily, but are there 3 or 4 players waiting to come in or join?
We've got a few in mind. But obviously, it's a tricky part of the season as well. October is normally like the second transfer window in a non-league
Yeah,
where players have gone to clubs and maybe not playing as much as they'd like
yeah,
to be playing. We've kept in contact with a few players from the summer. So I had about 5 or 6 players that were coming down to pre-season, but as soon as the FA decided what league we was going to be in, a
yeah.
lot of the players' commitment went with their work over the East
Right.
Essex. So we had to last minute again start looking at recruitment again for the South side. So
Yeah.
as Geoff said, it's been hard. It's been hard. A lot of injuries, a lot of players unavailable, a lot of holidays for players, which you can't knock on. We don't pay them, so
No, sure.
it's hard. But yeah, we have got a few players in mind. I know Jeff's got a few. We're all putting our heads together. I've got a little list that we want to see them come to training. We've got friendly on Saturday. Hopefully that's on, and then we can just see some of them in that friendly.
Okay.
Because the ethos of the club as well, the draw of the club, again, to be fair, we didn't deserve sort of like the fans there today, but they came out today, cold, windy, Tuesday night, to support us, singing throughout the game. Even when it looked like all was lost, and we need to give them something to shout about. You know what I mean? So I just told the players. So the draw of the club, everyone knows about Clapton. The fan base, what we stand for. So we always have players knocking on the door. To be honest, the inbox, I know we usually open it up pre-season, for trialists, but the inbox is usually full in terms of players. So obviously knocking on the door, players will message us. I mean, my number, I think Sham's number as well, is on the website. So players often are sending us, their reels, highlight reels. That's what they do these days.
Yeah.
And the inbox and say, oh, can we come down to training? And as I said, to be fair to that bunch, we usually say no. We're going to give these players, a chance, to see what they can do, give them a fair crack at it. But as I said, right now, we're not getting enough. quality. You know, a few players are out, and all of a sudden we're struggling. So we just have to sort of revamp it. So we're gonna, over the next sort of few weeks, I would say, just try and revamp it again, so we can go and compete, because that's what we need to do. Start competing a bit better, because a lot of the teams we're facing haven't got more quality than us, but if they're competing better than us, you know, tonight was a simple game of first and second balls, really. That's what it became, and that's how they got their way into the game, and we didn't really have an answer for it. That little hunger and desire, and then also it's like, again, it's decision making. They've had maybe 3 shots on target, maybe. You know, if you want to call it that. We've got into 4 or 5 similar scenarios, and we picked the wrong pass, picked the wrong shot, you know, and that's what's going to kill us eventually. So as I said, we're just going out, you know, and seeing how we can sort of change it. Really, you don't want it to, but it may turn into a transition season, because again, we don't know what can happen next season. They may even put us back into the final, and who knows. But right now we're in this league, and potentially, you know, if it doesn't go to plan, end of the season we'll be in this league again. So therefore we have to have a team that we feel can go on and can compete at the top end. Even if we don't go for the title, at least we're going to end in the playoffs. But at the moment it's looking 50-50, and that's being honest from obviously what we're seeing, you know, and what we've seen so far.
I mean, predominantly as well, this team's probably been the base to the nucleus of the team, 80%, same players. And over 3 seasons, we've been in a playoff, won a title. I think won a cup as well. I think top teams, you do have to revamp and refresh. The players do get a bit stale. Players do get comfortable in their position, knowing that if I don't have a great game this week, the person sitting on the bench, is he really better than me? I know I'll play again. And we got to that stage now. As a top, we are one of the top teams. We see ourselves as one of the top teams. We don't want to get caught standing still. And we've got to October now. As Geoff gave everyone 10 to 15 games in the beginning of the season, we're going to act. We have to act.
Okay, that's fairly clear. Final thing really is about systems and everything like that. I mean, one of the things that these Tuesday night matches have, we played, I don't know, 5-6 different systems or something like that. Is there anything that we kind of learnt from that process? Anything we can sort of take away from that?
I think it's quite clear, but I think when we play 4-3-3, I think what often happens with us in terms of the transition, I think our shape often goes, especially sort of in the wide areas. I feel we don't sort of make ourselves compact enough to make us harder to play against. So I think if we're starting from the foundation up, to be a good team, you need to be hard to play against off the ball. You need to be harder to break through. You know, you need to make teams sort of have to have probe and maybe go through their plan B, plan C. But if it's very easy to play against, especially in the middle of the park, if you're allowing players who may not be that good 2 or 3 touches, eventually they will punish you. And that's what I think we need to get back to, the core foundations of a hard-working team, where everyone's working hard, everyone's getting goal side of the ball, and then we can sort of add the quality to go to it, because that's what we've historically always been, hard-working teams. We always were a team where the last 20 minutes we would come on because our fitness would tell. But at the moment, we're looking at it, it's like we've got 20 minutes in us in the first half, and then we're dying down a bit and we're allowing teams to get in. And it was a carbon copy of Saturday, really. But Saturday, we sort of dug in there in terms of getting a draw. We started well against Canterbury, should have gone ahead, didn't. Again, started well today, potentially should have gone ahead, didn't. You know, and then we find ourselves, you know, chasing. So those are all the foundations and, you know, fundamentals that we need to work on, and we'll start from the ground up and then we'll build up. But that's where we are, you know, and we'll do it. As I said, it's not a continuous no to some of the players in there, because like I say, I believe in them long term in terms of I think they can get better, but I'm saying right now they may not be of the level that we need, whether that's fitness or having that sort of confidence and ability, because the confidence, you can see it once the first goal went in, the confidence went down, and we just need that sort of courage, you know, a little bit of leadership to come through, and then we'll get there.
But to be fair as well, we've been here probably 6 seasons now. In that time, we probably built 3 teams. We had the one originally with Elliot,
the old guard,
Jimmy,
Back for the vets.
Stefan.
We had the one there around in the COVID season, and then obviously last 3 seasons we've had these ones. So that's what I think. What our management team, in the sense of we've done it before, we know what we've got to do. We just got to act on it.
All right. Well, thanks to both of you for coming out and being so honest. Disappointing result. But
thanks again for everyone coming out. You know, apologies for the performance, but we'll get it right because we always do. So
thanks.
Come. Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.